Hi, everybody. I had a thought on reading the Bible in that new way I was teaching you about. Well, there's good verses in there that make absolute sense. There's things that our Father instructs us to do through Christ. Okay, I'll give you for instance, turn the other cheek. Does that make sense? Okay, I'll tell you why in my mind it doesn't make sense. I mean, totally walk away, but you don't turn your other cheek. No parent would tell their child, "Oh, you got hit? Well, turn the other cheek." No, that just doesn't make sense. Um, but anyway, I want to give you a couple verses that I enjoy. And one is John, let me see, it is 3 4. It is, I have no greater joy than to hear my children walk in truth. And then there's Matthew 7 6. And this is a little longer, so I'm going to read it. So, do not give what is holy to dogs. Oh, and then it goes and disappears on me. It was on my screen. Okay, it's bigger for me to read. I did have my Bible out, but I know it pretty much. I say it a lot. Do not give what is holy to dogs, and do not throw your pearls before swine, or they will trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. Well, right before that, in Matthew, I mean, it talks a lot about forgiveness and love in the Bible too, but these things only go so far. Your pearls are from God. That's the kindness in your heart. You're not required to give that to everybody. If they're undeserving, they don't deserve it. And so, like, say if there's something that doesn't make sense right before that verse, well, then that's probably something that was put in there by the bad guys to mislead you with this one love, new world. We gotta love everybody and get along kind of crap because, really, I'm not throwing my kids in that pig pen. And I'm not telling my kid to turn the other cheek no matter what. And I'm fighting for Christ and I'm fighting for every Christian out there. So I'm speaking from the heart and the soul of a mom that loves and a friend that cares about you. And I just thought I'd share them too with you. You can look them up, and you know, there's not much to decipher in that. I mean, because I'll turn and tear you to pieces. Yeah, because you give your good and they take it and then turn around and stab you in the back for it, you know? Yeah. And by the way, the one that did that to me today, this morning, thank you. I expected it. Actually, the first time I talked to you, actually, before I talked to you, but that's okay. We can play this game. It just depends, I guess, on who plays it better. No, it depends on who's walking with God and who actually is better. And all you narcissists out there, I know you're scared of dying. You should be. You're scared of hell right before you get old and ugly. And I'll add fat on there. Fat, old, and ugly. You'll have nothing left because you won't even be smart enough to carry on a whole conversation, which I've been accused, but that's okay. After having Morgellons and allergies that they gave me and a stroke and all my injuries and everything else, well, here I am. I took a licking and keep on ticking. So, you know, that's okay. Yes, your looks will not last forever. And then what you gonna have? Nothing. If you had looks to begin with, that is, because that's kind of a from the inside out type of thing. So it's kind of like my ex. He was such a good looking guy. God, was he good looking. He was tall and strong and just gorgeous. But the more he became evil, the uglier he got. And the day I kicked him out, that actually was the second ugliest human being I ever saw in my life. And I'm not kidding. He went like it's like there's a song that you go to the bar and you pick up somebody and they look like a 10, but you wake up and they look like a from a 2, you know, or they were a 2 and they went to a 10, something like that. But you know what I'm saying. You get the gist, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to share them couple of scriptures with you. And um actually, the person I was really concerned about with the betrayers um totally knows who I was talking about with the language incident anyway, which I will go into deeper detail with you too. Um, but if you look at the adjectives and look at the meanings of the words and trace it back, like I say, just look at the word hidden and look at all the different meanings what you could find for one word. I mean, and it comes back to the word under the stairs. That comes back under whatever, and whatever means no food. I mean, it's just crazy. Language is crazy. And they had centuries to write this stuff and rewrite this stuff on us. And that's exactly what they did. Little by little, all over the world, they did that to us. So, yeah. I got oh, footprints needs a dusting, but you know, he carries us when we can't carry ourselves. And he does, if you keep that in mind. I have my bad days, but I know God's always with me. He's not going to condemn me for, I don't fall, but if I stumble, he's not going to condemn me for stumbling. So if you did something stupid to me, excuse me, um, I'm not necessarily going to forgive you. I may not forget it. Depends on where your head is after this. You know, I'm not promising forgiveness to anybody. I don't do that. You know, it's not like, oh, you're going to do something stupid or cruel or mean and pretend like you don't know any better and I'm going to buy it. I mean, God talks to me in my heart. He's like, when you open your email this morning, there's going to be something, and that's who's going to write it. And I'm like, thanks for the heads up, dude. You know, so yeah, of course I talk to my father daily, you know, don't we all? Whichever father we're serving, that is, huh? So anyway, um, for now, I'll just say peace and love, and I just thought I'd give you a couple scriptures, though they're not empty of meaning at all, and those are two that I can honestly say um, are from our Father and haven't been altered. So, dog's a dog, a pig's a pig, and they will turn on you. And yes, I worked with pigs one time, and we were putting, that was out in Montana. There was like about 600 of them, and we had to run them through these chutes so they could get their vaccinations. And the guy I was working with, he had worked there for a long time, actually had a hole in one set of his boots where this giant boar about 400 pounds jumped up off the chute higher than what they thought he could and grabbed the guy by the ankle and ripped a chunk out of his ankle and his boot. And these were pigs that were out just like kind of running around on the hillside, you know, and lived in little teeny shacks, and they had their own pond to swim in. But when it came right down to it, that was no friendly pig. So none of them are. Not if you got to put your life in their hands. If you put your baby out there and they were hungry, of course they're going to eat it. So that's the way a narcissist is, and that's what Satanists are. There's nobody that's going to come against a Christian with a well-meaning heart, with any kind of an attitude, whether it's pretense of stupidity or anything else, that my father won't protect me about. So, and I will expose you if you continue. I'll name names. I'm not playing babies because this is meaning lives and souls and people that I care about. And there's been too much crossing of that. And it's not only not going to continue, you're going to die for it. You're going to suffer. You won't be living the life of luxury. And it's not golden streets, it's golden waters. It isn't streets paved of gold. What you'll be seeing in the sky is God's attached world that He's had veiled. And there's waterfalls of gold because the gold in His planet reflects the water, and that's the color, the color of the water is what it looks like. So wait till you see that, and you will tremble in fear. You think this is all a little game right now. It's not a game. And if it were, I'd win anyway. So, because, yeah, I just would. So, anyway, hope everybody's doing well. And if you're having to deal with a person that thinks they're getting some kind of gain out of being your adversary, just keep this in mind, that even Satan does not know how old the Almighty is. And keep that in mind. Every time you think that there's something stronger than the Lord, the Almighty, keep in mind that the Almighty's way smarter, way stronger, been around forever, and this crap will come to an end very shortly here. I can feel it in my bones. It's not